As promised, these are paranormal encounters in Chicago told by the people who experienced the paranormal activity themselves. Let's watch. I love this woman. She is hilarious.
Oh yeah, let's talk about more mermaids. It's a nest of them underneath Navy Pier. Story time! Chicago Paranormal Activity Part 4. Yeah, you heard me. It's a nest of mermaids underneath Navy Pier. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You kiss my ass. I worked security overnight. I didn't last. 2 months. I was out that joint. 3 major things happened to me. 3. First, it's the little kids that's playing. You can actively hear them like running up and down Navy Pier, kicking the ball, laughing, joking, hee hee ha ha ha. I called my sergeant about it and she said, let the kids play, just leave them alone.
What?
She said, yeah, it's a group of like 7 kids. They come out and play every now and then. Just leave them alone. And if they start to bother you, it's a ball in the bottom drawer. Put it in the middle of the floor and let them play. Y'all, little stuff kept on happening around my little security desk. And the little stuff, papers would move, pens would move, the phone would shift. I wasn't fucking with it. So I took the ball and I put it in the middle of the floor. That ball got to moving. I watched that ball roll down the hall. And then as soon as it was out of eyeshot, I heard them kids laughing and playing.
Y'all, I thought this woman was talking about actual little kids. She talking about ghosts. Cause I'm like, who letting their kids play out there at this time of the night? Yo.
I heard them kids laughing and playing. I'm out there by the Shakespeare Theater. My back is on the wall. I'm smoking a cigarette. Remember, I'm the night shift guard. A mother hand. It felt like the hand just slid around my shoulder, around my chest, and pulled my ass to the back of the wall. The next thing I know, it was a hand around my waist. Like literally, I can feel it sliding across me. And it is pulling me to the wall. I started doing the mantra that my great-grandma taught me, and then it stopped. But y'all, I swear to God that whatever the hell was holding me on that wall was pulling me back on that wall so bad that I had concrete dust all the way down my back. But y'all here for the mermaids. Let's talk about the mermaid. At the very, very back of Navy Pier, which I don't think nobody should be back there anyway because it's something about going back that you can feel it. It feels like slimy oil. I don't like it. Ever since I was a little kid, it feels grimy and nasty and but it was one of the best spots to see the fireworks at. So my mama always wanted to go back there, but god damn. I'm susceptible to energies. I didn't like it. So as I'm on my security run, right? It's a little cold. You gotta stand way, way, way in the back. I don't want to go back here, but I need my job. As I get to the little scan thingy, I look over the edge. Nothing wrong. I scan it. Next thing you know, I hear women laughing. Ain't nobody supposed to be out here. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why am I hearing women laughing? And then I heard splashing. I'm thinking to myself, is this in the water? And I'm even more concerned because the water that's around Navy Pier is like, them currents is crazy as hell, okay? Like they could die. I turn my flashlight on. I look over the edge. Y'all, 8 pair of glowing eyes, either blue or green, is looking up through the water at my ass. When I tell you I turned brown and put knees to chest, that was the day that I quit. That's the day that I quit. And my manager, she's sitting there talking about something, well, you know, Lake Michigan got all types of crazy animals in it, bitch. Yes, including mermaids, because what the fuck? She's like, how you don't know it was like a seagull laughing? You really think I don't know the difference between a seagull and a woman laughing? Let me tell you what it sounds like, lady. Because to this day, it's still kind of hard for me to watch this scene in Harry Potter. Yes, I said Harry Potter. The scene where he is sitting in that bathtub with the mermaid egg. And Moaning Myrtle came out of nowhere giggling and popping bubbles and shit. That mischievous, bubbly laugh with a little bit of a sinister growl. Yeah, that's what the fuck I heard. You ain't finna tell me that was a goddamn MC go, girl, fuck you. I quit. I kid you not. That same manager, 2 weeks later, she called me. She told me she quit. I asked her why. She said because she did the overnight shift and she went back there to go scan that code, and something was compelling her to jump over the edge. It's the mermaids! It's the mermaids! It was a veteran who told me it was a mermaid nest underneath Navy Pier. And he was in the Navy when Navy Pier was actually a naval base. I'm believing whatever he say. Because that man said there's been a few times when people went under the water for mysterious reasons and never fucking came back. Hell, on 31st Street Beach, baby, when I tell you something grabbed my ankles and pulled me under that motherfucking water, I ain't never in my life seen my mama big ass titties slinging and running so fast to come and save my ass. If my mother was still alive, she would tell you that it literally looked like something reached up, like seaweed, wrapped around my ankle and yanked my ass. To this day, I don't get in 31st Street Beach water. Hell to the no. Matter of fact, I don't get in Lake Michigan at all. They not finna get me. They tried too many times. I'm good.
Hey, when she said her back was up against that wall and she had concrete dust running down her back, I knew she was telling the truth. I knew she was telling the truth. This woman is hilarious and a great storyteller. Man, I was captivated. I'm glad we got more of her to come, so stay tuned.
There's a lady on TikTok talking about her encounter with vampires, so I'm asked to talk about mine. This New Year's Eve, I was driving Lyft, and I picked up an order, and it ended up being at, like, a place that used to be a church, but it wasn't a church anymore, obviously, if you saw the festivities that was going on. There were, like, people with cloaks and, like, dark hair and heavy eyeliner, and there was, like, a red glow from the building coming out. 4 guys got into my car. As soon as they got into the car, I felt a chill. And yes, it was winter, but it was a different kind of chill. I turned around and looked at them, and I immediately knew they were vampires. And it wasn't even just like a thought. It was more so a knowing. Before they got into the car, I was thinking like maybe they were devil worshippers because I had seen like a goat head and like the typical symbols that you see associated with that. But I was like, no, these are vampires. There were 2 brunettes and 2 blondes. They all had blue eyes. Not that that mean anything, but their eyes were almost hypnotically blue. They were so clear, you could see through their, like, not their soul, but I can't even describe it. Their skin was white, but not white like crayon white, but it was very pale, but it was not a pale like, you know, some like white people are like, oh, I'm so pale. Even like red, people with red hair, how pale. It was still a different kind of pale because even regular people, when they're pale, there's still some warmness to their skin. Like their skin looked cold. I don't know how to describe it, but it was more so the feeling of me knowing. Immediately, I start to panic. My heart is racing. I'm feeling like, is it too late to reject the call? Like, can I even ask them to leave the vehicle? And then I started thinking, okay, if I am panicking and my blood pressure is rising, then I'm like pushing more blood through my veins, which may mean that I may seem more appetizing to them. This is all stuff that's going through my mind. The man behind me, the blind, who was like in the middle, touches my shoulder, and immediately it's like somebody poured warm honey over me. Like that is the calm just spreading down my body. It was like immediately I felt relaxed, almost like I was in a trance, kind of there, but like watching myself. I can't even really describe it. And I knew at that moment that I wasn't necessarily in danger. So then the guy is like, well, our car is only a few blocks away, which I could tell from looking at the app. And he's like, but before we get there, we need you to answer a question. And you have to think very carefully about this. So now I'm like, okay, this answer is going to determine if I go home to my children or not. And it could just be my imagination and like me jumping the gun, and he could have been joking, but it didn't feel jokey. So he's like, okay, well, we have 2 separate cars. How would you group us together? Who should ride with who? What? So I'm like, I look back at them, and they're smiling, and they're kind of giggling. Now, their teeth don't look like regular teeth, but they don't look like the typical vampire teeth either. But they definitely did not look like human teeth. Their canines were a little bit more pronounced, but not in a dramatic, fake way. I can't even freaking describe it. And actually, if I had to describe them, to sketch them out right now, I couldn't even, because it's like they're a memory, but not like a typical memory, like a memory behind a memory. I can't describe it. But anyways, I knew it. I'm like, you're vampires. Yes. I heard the answer in my head. No, I'm looking at them through because I'm like, if they lunge for jugular, I'm gonna crash us all. But I grouped the opposite hair colors together. And the guy said, well, why did you do that? I said, I don't know, it just felt right. He said, excellent choice. He took out his phone and he's like, I'm gonna start my car now. And I'm like, you can start your car from my car? And he's like, yeah, but we like you. You'll get home safe good. Like, you'll get home safe tonight. Have a good night. And I was like, yeah, I was kind of thinking that, doing Lyft on New Year's Eve could be dangerous because, like, who knows what kind. I was trying to make it seem like I didn't think they were the danger, but just let them know, like, in case they heard me panicking. Oh, fucking went and saw the vampire. But anyways, they got out and they gave me my biggest tip of the night. You would think that would have been my last ride for the night, but no, I kept going. I made it home. And I didn't tell any other person about this story because, like, are you supposed to share vampire stories? I don't know. However, I just did. So just know that there are other beings in this world besides us. And maybe they're not all so dangerous.
I think she pulled over on the side of the road during her late night Uber driving on New Year's and took a nap and she dreamt that up. She said she couldn't sketch them out or describe them to a sketch artist. They were like a memory behind a memory. Like, that sounds like a dream, baby. Hey, but maybe she had that experience because that tip, I'm pretty sure that tip felt real. She done spent that tip.
Why y'all ain't tell me it was a paranormal side of TikTok for Chicago? I have found my people, baby. It is so much paranormal activity in Chicago, it's not even funny. And it's not just from the gang violence and killings from that. No, it's more than that. Like, y'all gotta realize how many people died trying to actually build this city. Because you gotta remember, it was a swamp. The Irish and the Polish, baby, they had it rough building this bitch. They blood is everywhere, okay? They was used and abused just as bad as the slaves in the South. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hell, a lot of people don't realize Valentine's Day, as in February 14th, the I Love You, You Love Me Day, was made because of Al Capone and his murderous rampage across Chicago and the Midwest. Chicago is soaked in blood, okay? Political or even regular schmegular people. It is soaked in blood. And one thing for sure and two things for certain, baby, the land, don't let it go. There are places in Chicago where you can actively feel the energy field change. Mm-hmm. Like, you could cross a block and you could feel the energy change. I got a story time for y'all, and it's about how I was chased down on 76 and Exchange by a ghost, and the police low-key saved me. It's like 2:30 in the morning, baby. When I tell you me and my old man was going at it at this time, baby, we was going at it. And if I stayed in that house, they was going to bring me out in handcuffs and him in a body bag, baby. I had to go. I tell myself, you know what? I'm going to just take one little whoop around the block. I'll be all right. Wrong. I was wrong. First and foremost, you don't go walking around outside in no place, in no part of this motherfucking world at 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's the witching hour, okay? Spirits is gonna get your ass. And me being me from the family that I'm from, spirits is gonna get my ass. So check this. I'm coming up 77th and Exchange. On the side of the block that I'm on, that's the same side of the block where the nursing home is on 75th and Exchange. As soon as I crossed the corner from 77 to 76, it was an energy change. Like instant goosebumps. Hairs standing on end. Every part of my being is telling me, bitch, fight or flight, run, ho, run. But I stay the course. I'm going down Exchange. I'm on 76. I'm halfway through with it. As I cross over to 75th, it gets cold. Okay. Get real cold. Halfway in the block, the lights in the metro station start going off. Over there on Exchange, the metro station stretch a whole fucking block. So from the beginning, or the end of 76, 75th, all the way down to the point where 75th and 74th touch, that's one long ass metro station. Starting from down there at 76, baby, you could hear them lights as if it was a fucking movie. You could hear the lights turning off section by section. And then the street lights started following it. I want to scream. I can't. I want to run. I can't. The lights turning off is almost to me. And finally something unlocked my feet for me to fucking move. So now I'm walking again. I get to the corner of 75th and Exchange. This is where one side got the nursing home. Across from that, got the currency exchange. Across from that, across the tracks, is the restaurant. Across the street from that is the liquor store. Y'all know where I'm at? Okay, good. Because in that intersection, where it's always lights, no matter if it's on the building, on the street, or on Metro, all that shit turned the fuck off. The only thing that was lit up was the sign to the fucking nursing home. Y'all, oh my God. Either I'm finna die or I'm finna get possessed. I just know it. I just know it. Glory be to God, out of nowhere, a fucking police officer just turned on the lights. They sitting in the driveway of the nursing home. He get on the microphone. He say, "What you doing out here this late, Miss Lady?" "Oh, Lord. Oh, hallelujah, bitch. Serve and protect. Take me home. Take me home." That man say, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know what the fuck is wrong, but the lights is going off. It's cold as hell. Take me the fuck home. Put serve and protect, bitch. Send me home." The driving cop is a white cop. The passenger cop is a black cop. He trying to calm me down. It ain't working. The white cop say, "Hey, bro, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm finna get another detail." "I'm sorry, has this happened before?" He say, "Yeah, this the third time in a row. I ain't got time for this shit. It's weird shit happening in my house now. Hell to the no. Please do your job and take me home. Baby, I am paying your salary. Take me home. Take me home, serve and protect. Take me home." As soon as I got into the squad car, I fucking kid you not, every light in the intersection came back on. Oh, Lord. The ghost tried to get me, y'all. The black cop say, "Oh, hell no. Hurry the fuck up. Where she live at?" I ain't never been so happy to walk into my goddamn apartment. Never, never in my life. When I tell you, I walked in that kitchen, I grabbed some pure olive oil, and baby, y'all got the chanting, throwing oil on the goddamn door. I don't know what the fuck is out there, but it got to stay out there. It's some crazy paranormal shit that happened in Chicago. I got stories on stories on stories on stories, because I be something everywhere in this city all the time. Baby, if y'all want another one, let me know.
But I tell y'all, she is too funny. I can listen to this woman tell stories all day long. God, I can't wait to hear another.
I need somebody to explain to me, why are Albanians so goddamn pretty? When you born pretty and then you reborn pretty, you just pretty on top of pretty, and that's not fair. Which is why I fell in love with an Albanian vampire. Come on, y'all. Story time. Paranormal Chicago activity. Let's go. I was working at the Hard Rock McDonald's downtown. It's across the street from the Hard Rock Cafe, right down the street from Excalibur. If you heard my story about the Excalibur, I know you probably sitting back like, "Girl, you just want to put yourself in danger. What the fuck?" I like to live on the edge, okay? Just a little tippy. But listen, times was hard. I needed a job. They was talking about good money, so I went down there. Back in the early 2000s, before the Hard Rock McDonald's got rebuilt, this was the place to be, okay? Back then, around that area, it was nothing but clubs. Well, it still is nothing but clubs down there. That's for real, the club district. And the expressway to lead out to the west side wasn't too far away from there. So you can only imagine all the different type of people who will come into this McDonald's. So y'all, I'm at work and I'm crying my ass off. Let me sidetrack. We got to sidetrack real. If you ever hear me say that I'm high, know that the only thing that I do is marijuana. And the reason why is because I had an ex-boyfriend. We fell out, but we became friends. Back in the day, we used to have pills called Molly's and Yappas and Green Goblin. We was at a party and he was trying his best to get me to take a pill with him. I'm a fucking tight ass, okay? I don't do nothing extra. I barely even drink. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I know it may seem like I'll give you a wild time. I mean, I will, but I'll be perfectly sober. Anywho, I'm sitting on the couch. It's a group of our friends. Everybody pop their pills. I still got my pill in my fingers. I'm sitting there. I'm scared as fuck. I'm watching everybody else. Maybe 5 minutes later, he like, dang, you really not gonna do it? And I'm like, I want to, but I don't know. He got the laughing, but when he laughed, like, he kind of slumped a little bit, and then he got the shaking. I thought that he was playing. So I pushed this man. Y'all, he rolled on the floor and started having a seizure. Foaming at the mouth. 5 minutes later, before the ambulance could get there, the man was dead. You ain't got to worry about me doing no drugs other than marijuana, okay? Scared me motherfucking straight back. Now back to the story. I'm at work and I'm crying because, like, even though we broke up, he really was my best friend. Like, for real, he was my best friend. And this man walked up to me. Y'all, he was so fine. I don't know what's going on with none of the people that's over there by Mother Russia and Germany and all them little countries and stuff like that, but they are fucking gorgeous, especially the Albanians. Here come this big old 6'2", super strong, cock swole looking man with these slate gray eyes just looking at me. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, girl, you are a hot ass mess. This man is not staring at you. I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, like, I know this man not looking at me. And I turned back to look at him and he like cocked his head and he did a little half smile. Baby, the juices was running down my leg, child. Baby. I'm wiping down these motherfucking tables, trying my best not to look at this man. I look over one more time, he gone. Cool, no problem. I turn back to my little cart. They got all my little cleaning shit on it, and he leaning on it. I know that you smart people was like, Cat, that's the moment that you should have ran. Me? I didn't, y'all. Curiosity. It's eye to eye. Do you hear me? That man said, hello, you're gorgeous. I said, hello, you're a liar. I had been crying for like an hour. At one point in time, I was crying so hard that I started sweating. I know by the top of my head, I looked like a poodle, and by the face, I looked like I was dying. He laughed. He said, you're funny. You should let me take you out for dinner. I said, I'm sorry, I can't leave. I'm on the night shift. He says, no, you're going to clock out. Y'all, baby, I couldn't stop myself even if I wanted to. My feet turned me around, walked me down them stairs into that back office, clocked out, grabbed my shit, and walked right back to him. The real inside me, we fighting. We fighting because we done fucked up. We know we fucked up. We tried. When he took my hand, it was like his fingers went up my arm and into my brain. The part of my brain where my mantras are locked was shut. I couldn't get to the words of my mantra to save my life. We walked out that door and we made a right and we started walking. I'm confused. In the back of my head, I'm saying, where are you taking me? And he told me, I'm taking you home. He said, I seen how your brain work and I love it. I want to have fun with you. Oh. When your spirit needs it, it will pull the words to make a mantra for you. And it will be the strongest mantra you have ever came up with. As soon as we got to the door of Excalibur, I knew exactly what I was dealing with. I dropped to my knees and I let my soul sing. In the back of my head, I hear him saying, what? Why are you doing that? No, stop that. I promise it's going to be a good time. I won't hurt you. I'll do better to you than the mermaids. Stop. He did one like real loud yell of a stop that like made my ears ring. And then everything around me went quiet. When I opened up my eyes, I was by myself on the ground in front of Excalibur. My phone is going off in my pocket because my manager don't understand why I just walked into her office, looked her dead in the face, clocked the fuck out, grabbed my shit, and walked out the door. I came back to McDonald's and I told her what happened. This lady is Lithuanian. When I told her, the color from her face drained. Her auntie actually worked in the McDonald's with us. Her auntie came and blessed my ass. Her auntie said, I've seen that man come in here many times, but I've never actually seen him approach somebody. He really liked you. I don't need a vampire boyfriend. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I mean, I like to get bitten, but...
Yo, wait, did she have a bite on her neck? This woman actually got a bite mark. Yo, she's a freak. She's a freak. I mean, I think we all know that.
Get bitten, but not like that. That lady said good, because you don't want to live to infinity and beyond. It's actually not fun.
How would you know?
How you know that? That lady looked at me and said, girl, go get another job somewhere else. This area not for you. Roger Dodger, bitch. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me. So yeah, that's how I was put in a love trance by an Albanian vampire.
I got one question to ask y'all. Did I disappoint? Did I disappoint? When I told y'all I got some stories to present to you all in regards to some paranormal activity in Chicago, did I disappoint? I look, I'll go ahead and pat myself on the back for this one because I don't think I did. That was just too entertaining. She stole the show. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See ya.